Good afternoon, everyone. Ian Maddox coming to you from the HMFP Financial Planning Simplified weekly video, and we've arrived at part 2 of a 4-part series on investing myths. Sometimes things are true, but over time they become less so or aren't true at all anymore. And that's what we're going to talk about today. A myth that has existed in the marketplace is that investing in the stock market is only for brokers or rich people. It's just not the case anymore. Let me explore this a little bit. Let's go back in time. If you go back in history of the investing world, you had brokerages, many of them centralized in New York City on Wall Street. And these firms, these organizations had proprietary information. There was no way you could access. The average man or woman couldn't access that information without going through a broker who had the secret sauce, so to speak. And you had to pony up money to get to that information. So it just wasn't out there for the general public to consume. Now, the advent of the internet has obviously, in every capacity, changed the way that we as society access information, and it is true in the investing world as well. With technology comes access to information, typically more efficiencies and lower costs. So if our concern is, hey, I can only get proprietary information through my broker, well, wait a minute. Now I have this thing called the internet. I can access it on my phone, on my computer, and there's a plethora of information, particularly in the last 5 or 10 years, that is available to any of us. It's at our fingertips. We just have to be willing to pull it up. And on the cost side, in other words, do I have to have a ton of money to begin an investment process? That's just not the case. Even with advisory groups like ours and others out in the community, in many cases, you have starter accounts that don't even require that much to get going. And so costs have come down, trading costs have come down, access to brokerage or to exchanges has become more readily available than ever before, and there's tons of information out there for us to consume. Now, granted, many people will choose not to try to go through the investing process or the financial planning process on their own. They will choose to engage with a professional, a consultant, a financial advisor, because they bring other value to the table and they're doing things for people that they may not want to do on their own. But that doesn't change the fact that there is information available. So the idea that these secret pieces of information locked under, lock and key at a brokerage is just not the case anymore, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. The advent of the internet has brought the availability of information to all of us, which is an awesome thing for our society. Until next time, Ian Maddox, Hitchcock Maddox Financial Partners. You can connect with us on the links below. We'll do part 3 next week. Talk to you soon.